Hey guys, I'm back. I know it's been a while. I know I said I was gonna post like every 2 weeks, but I'm gonna be so honest with you guys. I have very, 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 very bad depression. I've been dealing with it since I was probably in middle school, unmedicated. So when it's bad, y'all, it's bad. My motivation goes to an all-time low. I lay in my bed all day. I go to class. I go to my bed. I go to class. I go to my bed. I go out and I have my vices, but at the end of the day, like I I'm a person with severe depression. And that's actually what I wanted to talk about with you guys today in this video. This is going to be one of the few videos I'm going to post that just has absolutely no cuts, no edits, no anything. I just want it to be raw because I want it to be genuine. Um, and the topic of today's video is actually why I believe that transformation and self transformation is one of the best things you can do to get yourself out of a depressive spiral or depressive episode. And I wanted to preference this video with a little bit of a trigger warning that I am going to be talking about certain ideations, certain thoughts that I deal with, that a lot of people deal with. So hopefully, it's not glorify. No, I'm gonna rephrase that. This is not me glorifying depression by any means, but this is me being open, genuine, and honest because this is the only way I will process my feelings and emotions. Because when I talk to my friends about it, or when I was in therapy about it, I was talking so that I could leave, so I could get out of there. And I'm talking from the genuine, like my actual like heart right now, because there's literally, even though 100 people is gonna watch this maybe, but I'm not speaking to y'all face to face, so it's really fine to me. But yeah, so I'm just gonna get started. For me, I am the type of person where anytime I think, or not think, anytime I can tell that I'm in a bad depressive episode or depressive spiral, I need a big change. Whether that is my hair, wardrobe, shoes, surroundings, friend groups, whatever, I just have to change something about me externally. Otherwise, I look at myself in the mirror and I literally am like, I don't like you. I hate you, actually. You need to leave. You need to go. You need to remove yourself. And it's not funny. It's really not funny. But I have that specific thought every day. Every day. I've had it for years. It's not something I've told many people. Now I'm telling the entire world, the entire internet. I have that thought every single day, multiple times a day. And I know myself, and I know that I will never, ever, ever, ever act on it. But the fact that I have that thought so frequently, I know is not normal and is not healthy. And again, like I said, I'm unmedicated because I think that for me personally, my personal belief is that being able to recognize that is part of being human. It's what makes being a human and being alive so beautiful and so special. And if, for me personally, I just think that if I was given a magic pill, and I know that's not how it works, but internally, that's how it is for me. My camera is freezing, so I hope this is still, it's not, okay. Oh, okay. I might cut that out, not gonna lie. But for me, it's just that I will never act on that. But like I was saying, the fact that I just have that thought so frequently is not okay. And I don't want a vice that can take that away for an extended amount of time, because I'm the type of person where this is probably a form of narcissism, but I am so obsessed with my future in the sense of I know I'm going to be like a star, like a superstar, like famous, like beyond famous, like Kim K level, like huge. Like I'm trying to think of like a man. I've always been thinking about that. Like I've always been thinking like a black man who's like, that's like the life I want. But I think that that's also like I can't think of anyone because I don't want to be anyone other than me. I just want to be famous. Like I like that Total Drama song. Like I want to be famous. I want to live close to the sun. So pack your bags. I've already won. But I'll get there one day because I want to be famous. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I think that that's a form of narcissism in the sense that I'm so obsessed with my future and how I know it's going to go because I know I'm going to be famous one day that I can't stop. Like I can't just be like, okay, I'm done. Like no, like I just can't do it. But also, like I said, that thought plagues my mind on a daily. And it's really hard. It's tiring. It's exhausting. It's exhausting having to wake up every day and actually fight for your life every day because you see everywhere ways to silence that thought forever. And you just have to sit there and be like, no, I'm not going to do it. No, I'm not validating this. And it eats at you. It eats at you. And for me, one of my medications, you could call it, one of my vices has been forcing myself to go out for 3 days at a time. I will go to that club Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And I will be the life of the party at least one of those days. I will, everything that goes along with going to the club. I'm not going to tell you on here. But I will put myself in that space because I know that when I'm in that frame of mind, one, I feel closest to my future self, I guess you could say it, because that's not how I envision my life to be forever, like when I'm older and famous. But I think that's a really key aspect of it. And it's like I like that feeling of like being the center of attention, but the anxiety, the depression, all of that when I'm just, everyday Jordan is too much. Like it's one of those things where it's like I need to be in a setting. I need to be in that setting in order to kind of really feel like me. And again, there's other things that I do to make sure or to help me feel that way, to help me feel comfortable with myself. Because that's at the end of the day, that's what it is. When I'm there, I feel confident, I feel comfortable, I feel hot, I feel, all of those things. And it's like on the day to day, I feel chuzzed, washed, chopped, tossed, flopped, all of that, literally all of that, all the time. And that's why I think, like I was now going back to what I'm talking about, that's why I think transformation is so good. Because when you change, when you just do that big, and big is, means different things to different people. A big change for one person could be buying that necklace, that $300 necklace, or those two $300 necklaces that you've been looking at from one of your favorite jewelry designers. And to some people, that's just like, oh, it's just jewelry. But to you, that's everything. Or it could be changing your hair, completely cutting your hair off, or completely changing your hair color or style. And to some people, they're just like, it's hair, it grows back. Like, that's not a big deal. But to you, that is everything. Or it's, like I was saying before, completely changing your wardrobe. Some people, they don't care about their clothes. They're okay, like, whatever. But to you, that is everything. Now, the only problem with that is you can't assign what other people perceive you as how you feel about yourself. And that is an issue that I struggle with all the time. It's the perception of other people affects how I interact with the world and how I feel about myself. And as I'm getting older, I'm 20, I'm almost a full-fledged adult, I have been trying to detach that feeling of, let me do things that I think other people are cool because then I'll think I'm cool. Instead, I'm trying to just be like, let me do things that I think are fun and cool. And if other people like them, cool. And if other people don't, cool. Like, I don't care. And for whatever reason, when I'm in these, like, deep, dark, depressive spirals or episodes, it's so much easier. Because it's like, I already don't like myself. So if I do this and it doesn't turn out right, like, I can't like myself more than I already dislike myself more than I already do. You know what I mean? And it's like, and if I do this and it turns out that people like it, okay, like I ate that. Like now I feel more confident. I feel better about myself. It's like, you guys get what I'm saying? But yeah, that's why I love transformation. I think that transformation, changing external things about yourself, is one of the best ways to get you out of that depressive episode. And I want to emphasize external because changing your personality will never help you. Changing your personality is dictated by your genetics and how you perceive the world. You can't change your genetics and you can't change how you perceive the world. But what you can do is change how you react to your perceptions and how you react to your emotions. And that is another transformation that you can go through. Is instead of like, if you have like a strong negative reaction to something, and it's one of those things where people are kind of like, oh, like, why do you react like that? Like, I don't like that you react like that. And then you kind of, feel bad about yourself. Just like, why do I react like that? You need to unpack that, because honestly, I'm going to be so honest with y'all. Most of the time, your reaction stems from two things. It stems from trauma, and it stems from you setting a boundary. For example, if you have a really, really, really negative reaction, sorry, my retainer is in. If you have a really negative reaction to, for example, how someone treats you, and you are the type of person, you just blow up, and you're just like, how dare you, da 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 da, and people around you are like, you overreacted, you need to unpack why you felt those strong emotions. And most of the time, it's you had experienced a trauma that was similar, and that triggered you, which is valid. Don't let anyone discredit that, because that was an experience you had to go through. That was something that shaped you fundamentally. But you need to understand and unpack that and see why, and then you need to work on your reaction to that why. Because once you understand what causes it, you can change how you react to it, and then, or you can transform how you react to it. And then it could also just be a boundary. You could maybe, a lot of the times I think we respect ourselves so much that we innately are like, I'm putting a boundary here. I didn't like that you did that, and I'm going to tell you off about it. And that person will never do that to your face again. And if they do, beat their ass, son. But that, to me, the external and that internal unpacking are two transformations that I think are so important to getting out of a depression or just a bad mental health episode. And for someone like me who's literally been, and you could say I've been in a long-term episode since COVID, and I've had, days, weeks. I will say I've had weeks where I feel like I've been better, but I kid you not, guys, I've had that thought every day, multiple times a day, since I was a literal teenager, like a teen, like 14, 15. And again, I've never validated it. I've never, validated an action behind it, because since I was 6 years old, I've known what my future is going to be, and I've been obsessed with that. And I will never stop myself from becoming that. And I will try my best to prevent other people from getting in my way, but obviously I can't control other people. I can control myself. And yeah. And then another thing I wanted to just talk about, this video is already, like, I got some complaints in my last video that it was too long, so I'm going to try and make this one under 20 minutes. But the only other thing I want to talk about is that you don't want to get in a negative feedback loop of transformation. Of you put in work or you change something, and you're at this, like, the dopamine high of, I did this new thing, I'm rocking with it, or maybe I'm not rocking with it, but I'm learning about myself. Your brain is releasing chemicals, you're changing your brain's chemistry, you're exiting that episode of being down, you have momentum. You gotta then, you see what I'm saying? You gotta go up. You can't allow yourself to be there and then to go back down, because then you're just making a negative feedback loop of just up, but it goes back down. And then you don't even realize this, but you know how, like, when you're shoveling anything, or if you're rubbing something or whatever, erosion, that the more times you hit that plateau, the deeper and the deeper and deeper and deeper that pit becomes. So then you hit that high, but then you drop so much lower than you did the last time. or 3 times before that. And then you're what I'm in, or what I've been in, is you get that transformation, you kind of hit that peak, you slowly fall, but then that pit that was maybe here is now all the way down here. And it looks so much harder and so much more daunting to try and get back up to that top that you had before. And it makes you feel like you have to do something even bigger, even crazier, even you have to transform so much more than what you initially had to, or what you had to prior to that. And that's why it's, once you feel yourself plateauing, I don't think you need to, do another big change, but you need to look internally and find something else to work on and improve on about yourself. You need to always look for a way to improve yourself. And that can be improving good traits that you already have, or that can be improving negative ones. But don't allow yourself to stay stagnant for too long, because you're going to drop. And that's just something I've had to learn. And I'm trying to get out of it. And I will get out of it one day. And it's not a it's definitely easier said than done, and it's not a cure-all, obviously. But it's definitely a start. Because you feel yourself plateauing. Because I'm saying you feel yourself because do not validate other people's perceptions of you. It's one of my pet peeves is people perceiving me just in general. I hate when people are like, oh, I know you, so I know how you're gonna react, or I know, it grinds my gears, because it's just like, now I kind of want to move in out of spite and do something that you don't expect, because it's like, I want to have that mystery and that lore, because I have that mystery and lore about myself. It's like, oh my god, I can't wait, I wonder how I'm gonna get to this fame, I wonder how I'm gonna become famous. And it's like, I don't want you thinking you know everything about me, because you don't. I don't even know everything about me. So that's why you just can't validate other people's perceptions of you, regardless of, they could be your best friend, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever. You can't validate other people's perceptions of you, because the only person's perception of you that matters is your own. The only person that's to live as you every day is you. The only person that's to wake up as you every day is you. The only person that's to fall asleep as you every day is you. You, at the end of the day, are the center of your own universe, and you really need to prioritize that. And prioritize that in positive ways. Do not prioritize that in negative ways. Do not lay in your bed for 3 weeks. Don't. And try to claim, oh, I'm the center of my universe, this is what I need. No. You need to get some vitamin D. You need to go on a walk. You need to go outside. You need to do something constructive, but also, then again, don't let the standards of other people's constructive be your standard. Sometimes just doing something as simple as getting up and making your bed is enough. That's enough. Organizing your shoes, that is enough. Washing one load of laundry, that is enough. If that is all you can mentally muster, that is enough. But then tomorrow, wash 2. Wash a load of laundry, organize your shoes, build. Get to that point, be stagnant for a little, recognize your stagnancy, go up. Relax, breathe, go up. Only ever try to elevate and ascend, because if you think that making your bed one time after being in it for 3 weeks is going to get you out of your depressive spiral, you're mistaken. But I hope that made sense to you guys, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I have another video that is kind of like on the same topic of like this mental health, and then I'm going to kind of start posting more streamlined, mainstream, I guess you could say, content with the sprinkle of this stuff in, because this is real, this stuff I think is me, and this is what I want to post, and I really don't care if you guys don't like it, or if you do like it. Well, I mean, if you like it, but if you don't, like, whatever. But yeah, I have one more video that kind of is gonna like sum up my kind of mental health, like my stance on like different things about mental health, and And then I have some like kind of fun videos that I want to make. But yeah, in 2026, I am taking this thing really, really seriously. This is my love child. So I hope you all enjoyed me ranting and me talking as if I have any form of, I forget the word. I'm literally blinking. I just spilled so much knowledge. I dropped so much knowledge that my brain can't even think of anything else smart to say right now. Qualifications. I hope you guys enjoyed me talking like I had any qualification or any real external knowledge other than just my life about this stuff. And if you guys want to hear more, you should really consider subscribing and leaving a like and dropping a comment below. But I love you all, and I hope you guys have an amazing day, night, whatever time of day it is, or